for second reading. And it is my pleasure, distinguished senators, to lead the debate on this bill on the Commercial Agriculture Credit Scheme Bill. This bill that I believe will revolutionize agriculture and indeed help to diversify our economy. Mr. President, distinguished senators, I seek your permission to lead the debate on this bill, which promises to revolutionize the entire funding system and strategy by which, as a nation, address the issue of commercial agriculture and the need for increasing our agricultural output. This bill was read for the first time on the 8th of August 2015, and its focus really is on the strengthening of the funding of commercial agriculture and the provisioning of the necessary legal bites to the efforts made by various administrations in the past in collaboration with the Central Bank of Nigeria in promoting and providing for funding of commercial agricultural ventures in the nation. While it is a common information that Nigeria earns over 80% of its revenue from petroleum resources, this sector, in fact, contributes less than 14% of the nation's GDP, gross domestic product. It is also not too well acknowledged that agriculture contributes about 41.8% of the nation's GDP and generates about 2/3 of all employment nationwide and 90% of Nigerian food requirements. And all these come from small-scale subsistence farmers who also constitute the nation's poor. Agriculture yields from the small-scale farmers in the nation still remain poor, stagnant, and makes poverty in the nation pervasive, especially as little or no commercial funding is available to pursue commercial agricultural business, which alone can ensure the enhancement of food production while enabling farmers at all levels to earn sustainable profits to support the national economy. The benefits of a structured and functional commercial agricultural credit scheme that is backed by an act of parliament is that it will provide predictability in the agricultural sector through, one, fast-tracking the development of the sector and engendering growth of large-scale farming, which enables all farmers to exploit the untapped potentials of the agri sector. Two, it will enhance national food security, increasing food supply and promote lower food inflation in the nation. Three, it will increase national food output, generate both high-level and low-level employments, and help diversify the national resources, including raising higher level of foreign exchange earnings. Mr. President, these benefits usually attracted the attention of every administration in Nigeria to encourage commercial farming and commercial agricultural funding scheme. The most significant of such attempts being made by the past administration in collaboration with the CBN. This attempt produced the Agricultural Credit Scheme Fund, ACGSF, which raised 200 billion through the issuance of FGN bond to support commercial agriculture. This, however, ended in a loss of focus as the first tranche of that fund, 100 billion, was extended to accommodate not only intended commercial farmers, but also SMEs, some of them undefined. This only happened because the scheme was not backed by an act of parliament, and its utilization not predictable or structured along commodity lines. As the nation now diversifies the economy, there is a great need to advance the fortunes of commercial agriculture through the introduction of a reliable credit scheme, robust enough and backed by the force of law, which is what this bill intends to do, and structured to accommodate the long gestation period of farming returns, and also a scheme that is implemented with a vision to reduce risk and inflationary trends associated with long-term investment as commercial agriculture. This bill, when passed into law, will provide a system for overseeing the funds provided for the scheme and will complement the special initiatives of the CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, in providing concessional funding for the agricultural sector. The objectives of the bill is to enhance for the nation all the values that accrue from commercial agriculture through bridging the funding gap in commercial agri-businesses, which in sub-Saharan Africa, where Nigerian farmers are key players, has been projected to grow to beyond $6.5 billion per annum as against the existing annual supply of $1.5 billion. This bill, when passed, will provide for a robust agricultural commercial credit scheme fund for 500 billion naira to be raised by way of bond by the Debt Management Office, DMO, in collaboration with the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. The bill, unlike the past attempts, provide for the prudent management of funds to include carefully selected banks who, in collaboration with the CBN, the Ministries of Agriculture and Water Resources, will implement a competitive process of prudent selection across the nation of those commercial farmers qualified to utilize the fund. Also, the bill makes provision for the Project Management Committee that will regularly meet to review the operations of the commercial agriculture credit scheme so that it sticks to the course of commercial farming improvement. This scheme, unlike past attempts, has a focus that preselects the agricultural commodities to be financed along the lines comparative advantage and the eligibility of the credit beneficiaries. This eliminates unguided diversification, loss of focus, and the politicization of the implementation of the scheme. Also, while this bill recognizes the need to operate the commercial agriculture credit scheme as a long-term funding source that matches the long gestation of commercial agricultural farming, it nevertheless introduces a purposeful driven condition for a mandatory use of the fund to include periodic inspection of farms and the cushioning of farm insurance to hedge against loss of farmers' investments. Mr. President, distinguished senators, it is my firm belief that this bill, to be cited as the Commercial Agricultural Credit Scheme Bill 2016, has provided the necessary legal and regulatory frameworks for achieving the successful implementation of commercial agricultural growth in Nigeria. When pursued with the provided prudence, the nation stands to reap a predictable rise in cash and food crop production, improve our food storage system and agro-allied processing chains. Above every other thing else, the scheme will assist the nation in the diversification of national income and reduction of extreme poverty in the nation. Mr. President, my distinguished colleague, I appeal to you to support the second reading of this bill. Mr. President, distinguished senators, this bill has no compendium of financial commitment because it's going to be monitored by the central bank and by the other commercial banks that will constitute the project management committee. Only yesterday, we passed the second reading of a bill on freedom from hunger and food security. I think this definitely is the key, and it's going to complement that. So it's my pleasure to lead this debate. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Gobri.
Thank you very much, sir.